Welcome my dear kids on your own learning platform, Learn Forward. So here we are in continuation with our science book, that is Link with Science by Feathercap, and today we will start our chapter number 4, that is parts of a plant. Okay, so till now we have already covered about animals and plants, and today in this class we will discuss about different parts of a plant. So you all have seen plants? Yes, outside whenever you go out you see many number of plants. All are different in shapes and sizes and all have different shapes of leaves as well. Okay, so let's start with this activity. You have to label the parts. Although I know that you have not done it yet, but I am going to help you for this. So first one, you have to name the parts that are labeled. Okay, so first one, this is called as petiole. Okay now, and these structures are called as, later on I will explain you each and every part, but here because they are asking to label the parts, so these are called as veins of leaf. Okay, veins, V-E-I-N-S, veins, and this is called as lamina or leaf blade. Okay, lamina or leaf blade. So here they again are asking for the labeling. So this is the leaf part, this one is the flower. Okay, this is stem, I'm marking over here, this is stem of the plant. This is actually the chilies, so this will be called as fruit of the plant. Okay, this is the soil or ground, I'm writing ground over here. This is the soil or ground level, and these are the roots. These are the roots. Fine. So this is all about the activity. Let's start now the chapter. So now plants may be found in water, deserts, plains and mountains. But all these plants have common parts. So because plants may vary on the basis of their habitat, means their place of living. They may be found in water, maybe in deserts, on land, on mountains, in soil, in plain areas, in sand. There may be like various and numerous numbers of places where these plants are found. But all of these have common parts. Means the plant that is growing in the mountain and the plant that is growing in the desert, these both plants will have roots, they have leaves, they have stem. So common parts they possess. So now what are the different parts of the plant? Number one, shoot and root. So majorly the plant is divided into two parts. Major division, something that is visible to us, that is above the ground, and something that is below the ground, that is not visible to us unless until we are uprooting the plant. Okay, so shoot and root. The plant part that is visible above the ground is called as shoot of the plant, while the plant part that is present under the ground is called as its root. So observe a plant closely. The part of the plant above the ground is called its shoot. The shoot has stem, so these are the parts: stem, branches, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits. So this above part of the plant that is present above the ground may have certain parts. Number one is stem. So where is the stem? This is the stem. Next, branches. So there may be multiple branches coming out of one single stem, so that will be branches. Okay. Next is leaves. So these are the leaves. Buds means the flower that has not been bloomed yet. So this is bud. Next is flowers. So this is a bloomed structure is called as flower, and fruit. So these lady finger are fruit of the plant. Though they are called as fruit, these are vegetables, but because if you consider of a plant like on the basis of its thing that has been converted into fruit, means flower always give rise to fruit of the plant. So here this vegetable means this lady finger is formed because of the flower of the plant. So this will be called as fruit of the plant, though it is a vegetable. Now plants can feel and smell. So this has already been done in the sensing part of the chapter, means the previous chapter. Next, The part which remains under the ground is called as the root. Each part of plant has special job to do because root have their own function while the shoot part have their separate function. Now first start with the shoot system, the root system. So the root system grows below the ground. So this is clear, and it is of two types. Number one is tap root and number two is fibrous root. So these two pictures are here. This is of tap root, this is of fibrous root. Can you see any difference? Can you see any difference? In tap root, the main root branch out in many smaller roots. Plants like peas, beans and mustard have tap root. So now what happens in a tap root? I am drawing here. So in tap root what happens? There is a main root. Okay. This is called as primary root. Always. And then multiple branches, like thinner branches called as root hairs, arise from the main root. So this type of root is called as what? It is called as tap root. Fine. And what about fibrous root? Fibers means many thread-like structures. So if under the ground, and this is the base of the stem, many fibers of root, they arise in a bunch from base of the stem. So this is called as fibrous root. So understood the difference? So let's start. In tap root, the main root branches out. The main root means this is the primary main root, branches out in many smaller roots. Same. And examples are peas, beans and mustard. But what happens on the other hand in fibrous root? In fibrous root, there are many fibers. Fiber means thread-like structures, thread-like. Okay. There are many fibers like roots and no main root is present. Means such like this main root. There is no such main root here in the fibrous root system. Fine. Plants like wheat, rice, grass and onion have fibrous root. Have you ever observed an onion? So this structure of an onion, this is a beetroot though, but similar is the structure of the onion. So from here many thread-like structures arise, right? So what type of root that is? That is fibrous root. Now next is function of root. Function of root. First is root hold the plant firmly in the soil. So because this root is present under the soil, means under the ground, so this root just extends and it holds the soil particle firmly so that the plant can stand upright. Second, the root goes down into the earth and spread out. They spread out, okay. They move downward in search of water because now the primary function with the root is to absorb water and give it to the rest of the plant parts, okay. So here from the proximity of the soil, these root absorb all the water that is present there, and then this root sent to the stem and stem sent to the rest part of the plant, okay. Now next is the root have many tiny hairs on them like this. Fine. These hairs absorb water and mineral from the soil, same thing, which go up to other parts of the plant. So discussed. Last is some root like carrot and beetroot store food. We eat them as vegetables. So carrot and beetroot, these are root. Yes, you know, carrot is an example of tap root. Fine. And beetroot is an example of again what? Tap root. So here what happens? These two vegetables, these are considered as vegetables, but they are grown under the ground. So this is the root part of plant. They store food and are edible. Now next is shoot part. So shoot part has many different structures. Fine, many different parts. So first we are going to start with the stem. So the stem is the main part of the plant. This is the stem. This is ground level, this is ground level, and whatever has arised above the ground is called as the stem of the plant. So now what happens? Stem is the main part of the plant. It is the main part of the plant because it is again helping the plant to stand. Some stems like mango are thick, strong and woody. Some stems like banana are thick, soft and green. This is a banana stem, but stand on their own support. Some stems like money plant are green, soft and weak. They need support to stand. So in our previous grades, we have discussed about trees, shrubs, herbs and creepers and climbers, everything. Okay. So here this is a tree with wooden or woody stem. This is a tree with soft and tender stem, green stem. and this is a climber, means it has very weak stem and it can only climb using a support. Now, what are the functions with the stem? Stem carries water and mineral from the root to all other parts of the plant. So, remember what is present below the ground? There are roots, and these roots are getting the water from the soil, and then these roots are sending this water to the stem. Now, stem is going to distribute it to the entire plant. Okay. Next is the stem also carries food prepared by leaves down to the roots and up to the buds, flowers and fruits. So what is next? The stem also carries food prepared by the leaves. You all know that leaves prepare food by the process of photosynthesis. Leaves prepare food by the help of the process photosynthesis, and stem help to provide this food to the root as well, because this is a common pathway for going, like the things that are going upward to the plant and all the thing that is coming down to the root. Okay, fine. So this is all about it. Next is stem of plant like sugarcane and potato store food. We eat these stems. Okay. So now there are some stems like sugarcane and potato that store food. You know what is the edible part of the sugarcane? This part, yes. This you eat of a sugarcane. So this is the stem of the plant. Again of potatoes, though they grow under the soil, but they are not roots. They are modified stem of the potato plant. The next part is leaf of the plant. Next part is leaf. So this is a leaf. Okay. The structure we have seen on the first slide as well. This is the lamina, veins, mid veins and side veins. Okay. Now different plants have leaves of different shapes and sizes. So some plants have very small leaves. Okay, like this. Some have like this. Fine. Some have like this. So different plants have different shapes and sizes of leaves. The leaves of nearly all plants are green. So majority of the plants have green colored leaves. So the flat and broad part of the leaf means that this part of the leaf, flat and broad green part of the leaf is called as lamina or leaf blade. Remember, I've told you this in the first slide itself. So broad part of the leaf is called as lamina or leaf blade. Lamina has a mid vein in the middle. So where to draw it? Wait, I will draw it here. Okay. So this is a leaf. Okay. So this entire flat surface is called as lamina or leaf blade. Now they are saying that there is a middle prominent vein that is present in the middle of the leaf called as midrib. It is called as midrib. There are several smaller lines arise from the midrib or midvein, and these are called as veins or veinlets. Okay, these are called as side veins or veinlets. Okay, so it gives out side veins. Lower side of the leaf bear many tiny holes called stomata. So if this is the hanging surface of the leaf, so on the lower surface of the leaf means the opposite surface of the leaf have many tiny holes on the leaf, and these holes are called as stomata. So what is the function of the stomata? This stomata, because these are holes means small pores, so they enable this leaf, these holes enable this leaf to respire, means to exchange the gases. The carbon dioxide gas that is required for the photosynthesis is taken in by these pores, while the carbon dioxide that is taken for the photosynthesis is taken by the stomatas, while the oxygen that is created in the process of photosynthesis is given out. Now next, what are the functions of the leaf? First one, plants breathe. Again the same thing I have just explained you is written over here in the first point, that plants breathe in oxygen and carbon dioxide through these stomatas at night. So what they do? They exchange the gases. They also excrete extra water through them. So what is the second function of the stomatas? Through these pores, the plant excrete out. Excrete means to give off or to throw out. Excrete extra water through them. Leaves are the food factory of the plants. So needless to say that plants have these green colored structures that are involved in the food making process. Next is leaves contain a green pigment chlorophyll in them. So they have shown this chlorophyll with a yellow color, though this is a green colored pigment. So this is chlorophyll, okay. In the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll changes water and carbon dioxide into sugar. So this is an important point to notice, that in the presence of sunlight, here is the sunlight. Chlorophyll means the green color pigment changes water and carbon dioxide. From where this water is coming? From the roots, okay. So this is the root and water is coming to the leaf. So water and carbon dioxide, from where this carbon dioxide is coming? This is a gas that is present in the air. So this carbon dioxide, where is it? This is carbon dioxide is coming through the stomatas. So the same pores, fine. So water and carbon dioxide, and this has to be changed into sugar. Sugar is what? What is sugar? Sugar is a food product. So this sugar is utilized by the plants as food, and it is also stored in some parts of the plant that are edible, okay. So on those edible parts, we as human beings and other animals depend for their food. Now next is, okay, now this conversion of water and carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll into sugars, this process is called as photosynthesis, okay. This is called as photosynthesis. Photo means, what is photo? Whenever you go to a shop or whenever you click a photograph, what happens? A flash of light appears on your face. So that photo means here light, and synthesis means to make. So to make food in the presence of light is called as photosynthesis. Now next is plants give off oxygen in this process. Thus plants gives us oxygen to live. So this is a very wonderful process that we, during respiration, means when we breathe, we give off carbon dioxide, that is a waste to us, and same carbon dioxide is taken by the plants to prepare food, and in return of that, as a result of this process, what happens? Oxygen is produced inside the plant body, and that oxygen is given off during the process of photosynthesis. And what we require actually for the respiration process? Same oxygen, okay. So this is a wonderful process. Now next part is flowers. So what happens? Grown up plants bear flowers. So when these plants, they grow up, after a certain period they bear flowers. Now flower is the most beautiful and soft part of the plant. Flower changes into fruit. So this is again an important line, that always flower changes into a fruit, okay. Now next, fruits and seeds. A fruit is formed from a flower. Always a fruit is formed from a flower, means we are not saying that all of the plants have some edible fruits, but whatever is formed after this flower is called the fruit of that plant, okay. So fruit always is formed from a flower. So here we are saying the flower changes into a fruit. So same line. Most fruits have seed inside them, means most of the fruits have seed inside them. A mango fruit, seed of pea, and this tomato have seed, strawberries have seed, and apples have seed, apricots have seed. So most of the fruits have seed in them, okay. So now some fruits like mango have only one seed inside each. Fruits like peas, apples have a few seeds inside them. Fruits like tomato and papaya have many seeds inside them. So it varies depending on the what type of fruit it is, okay. Now new plants grow from a seed when it falls to the ground and gets enough air, water and warmth. This is called germination of the seed. So whenever you eat papaya maybe or watermelon, so you throw off all the seeds in the soil. So there they get the coverage of the soil, means new soil, it just covers the seed. Later on, because as you know that ground has enough water, so it gets water from there, then air from the atmosphere, then sunlight regularly it is getting. So later gradually and slowly what happens, this seed germinates, means it start making a new plant. So that is called as germination of seed. Seed has started to make a new plant or new life. So now this crossword puzzle, you have to think and answer. Do not, you can use this maze again for getting some hints, but rather you just try to answer using these statements. So first one, across you have to answer. First is carries food and water to all parts. So I'm standing over here, just tell me which part of the plant has this function, carries food and water to all plants. Come on, across me you have to answer this one. First one, it is stem. Stem help to carry water and food to all parts. You know, this is a stem, okay, and this is root, and these are leaves. So food is prepared in the leaves and stem send it to the root. Water is absorbed from the roots and it send this water to the leaves, okay. So bidirectional process is this. Now next is changes into a fruit. Very easy. Which part of plant changes into fruit? Flower. Yes, flower changes into fruit. Next is a type of a root. Okay, 5-1, a type of root. Only two types of root are there, that is taproot and fibrous root. So here three letter word, so it is taproot. Down you have to answer make food for the plant. Which part of plant makes food or called as food factory of the plant? Yes, correct. What is it? Leaf. Okay. Now tiny pores on the underside of the blade. Remember, what are the pores called? Stomatas. Stomata. And last one, holds a plant firmly in the soil. So it is root. Okay, done? Okay, these are the points. You have to read them on your own. And these are something related to the summary. You can call it as a summary of the chapter. Okay. So read these points on your own. Now next is competency based questionnaire that are present over here. You have to answer these. What is the function of the part P? This is the cross section, means half cut apple and two seeds are there. Okay. So you have to answer that what is the function of the part P, this part of an apple fruit. So this is a seed. So what is the function that seeds hold? It gives sweet taste to the fruit? No. It helps in ripening of the fruit. What is the word? This ripening means changing into a ripened form. Means the raw fruit is changing into a sweeter form. So that is called as ripening of fruit. Okay. So it gives rise to a new apple plant. So this is correct. Okay. Because seed is always involved in making a new plant. Now next is select the plant among the following in which stem stores food. So here you have to select one option that is a stem and that stores food. So this carrot is a, remember in the class only I have just told you that carrot is a taproot. Then mango is a fruit, not a stem. Then ginger, it grows under the ground, though it is a stem just like potatoes. And spinach. So spinach, you know that spinach is palak. Yes. So in palak what you eat? The leaf part of the palak. Yes. So spinach again is not correct answer. So ginger is the correct answer. It is a modified stem that stores food. Okay, now sum up the chapter with the exercise. So the first question says the part of plant which remains under the ground, below the ground, that is not visible is root. Dash plant has taproot. Out of these, which one has taproot? Wheat, bean and rice. So bean has taproot, wheat and rice has fibrous root. The part of potato plant we eat is leaf, shoot or root. So just now I have told you that potato, ginger, sweet potatoes, these are the stem part of the plant, not the root. Okay. So the part of the potato we eat, the part of the potato plant we eat is the root part. Okay. Sorry. This is not root. I have just told you that it is a shoot part. It is stem. Okay. I am writing over here. Potato is modified stem. Potato and ginger. These are modified, means changed. Changed stem. Okay. And stem is the part of shoot, not root. So here the correct answer is shoot, not root. Most fruits have these inside them. So most of the fruits have beads, seeds or eggs. So seeds. Now put the tick for true and cross for false statements. You have to answer quickly. Plants make food in leaves. True. Leaves are the food factory or the kitchen of the plant. The stem absorbs water from the ground. No. No. because root absorb water from the ground, not the stem. Stomatas are small holes in leaves. Yes, true. Underside of the leaves have small holes called as stomatas. Plants do not breathe. Yes, they breathe. So this is a wrong question. They do not breathe. This is wrong because they breathe. Every seed has a baby plant inside it. So true, because seed germinate to give rise to a baby plant. Now match the following. Root prepare food for the plant, absorb water and minerals. True. Root absorb water and minerals for the plant. Stem breathe, prepare food, carries food, carries food. Stem carries food. Leaves prepare food. Stomatas breathe because they help in exchange of gases. Photosynthesis, in photosynthesis sugars are made and seed grows into new plant. Fine. Now answer the questions in brief. What is the function of the root in a plant? What is the function of the root in the plant? Root help the plant to get firmly attached to the soil. Write one function of leaf. Leaves, very easy. Leaves are involved in the food making process or photosynthesis in the plant. What does a seed need to grow into a plant? A seed needs air, sunlight, water. What else? Water, air, sunlight means warmth to germinate into a new plant. Now what? Answer the following in details. What are stomatas? There are tiny holes or tiny pores that are present on the underside of the leaf, and these pores are called as stomatas. And how do they help the plant? They help the plant in breathing and capturing the carbon dioxide and sunlight from the atmosphere. Now, and for what? For what purpose these stomatas are taking in carbon dioxide and giving off oxygen and taking in sunlight? Why? For the purpose of photosynthesis. Now describe briefly the process of photosynthesis. Now what is photosynthesis? Photo means light, synthesis means to make. So the green plants have a green colored pigment called chlorophyll. So in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, green plants prepare their food from carbon dioxide and water. Okay, and this process is called as photosynthesis. What is made in this process are sugars. Now what are the uses of stem? Stem help a plant to stand straight, upward, and second is it helps to transport food and water to the plant and roots in the transportation process, because the upper parts of the plant have these leaves and branches and fruits and flowers, everything, they require water, and especially the leaves, they require water for the process of photosynthesis, while the root, being a part of the plant, need food as well. So stem help to transport food to the lower parts of the plant. Okay, so this is all about this chapter. We'll meet in another session of science. Revise the chapter and come back to meet me. Till then, happy learning, kids.